So let's talk about you've been losing account back to back, back to back, back to back. But there's something you've not been doing right. But let me show you right now what you should be doing. It's called the trading system. Trading system comprises of your pattern, how you trade, your strategy, and your risk management and compound interest. Now let me show you. Join me. Now this will give you a trading system. Of course, your trading strategy should be there. I don't need to add that. So your risk management, your risk to reward ratio rather should be at least 1:3. Even if you want to go for 1:2, it's fine. So the compound interest here is simple. Let's assume you deposit $1,000. All right, $1,000. Let's assume you deposit $1,000. Now you're not going to be risking this entire $1,000, right? So you now ask yourself, what should I be able to risk? What am I risking? Now let's assume I want to be risking $200. $200. That's about 40%, right? 10% is $10, right? It's only okay, that's about 20%. Okay, 20% of $1,000. That's what I want to risk. That is what I'll be trading with. If I know that is what I'll be trading with. So we now ask yourself, this $200, how many times do I want to trade with it? Right? How long will I want to trade with it? Is it just once or twice or 5 times or 10 times? So let's assume I want to trade with it 10 times. So I'm going to be taking 10 trades with this $200, right? So it's 200 divided by 10. Therefore means 200 divided by 10 is about $20. Therefore means I'm going to be risking $20 per trade. That will not be my risk. I'll be risking $20 per trade. Now, remember our risk to reward ratio is 1:3. So if I'm risking $20, I should be targeting $60, right? Yeah, I should be targeting $60 right? $60. So that is it. Remember, your $1,000 is in your account, your wallet, right? But you're trading with just $200. So you're going to get your journal, you're going to get your notes, you note it down $200. So you're risking 10% of $200, not 10% of $1,000, right? You're risking 10% of the, if it's $300 I want to risk, you'll be risking 10% of $300. 10 of that is $30. But now you're working with $200, right? So 20%, that is what we are risking. Now we're gonna be targeting $60. That's 1:3, right? 1:3. All right. So if that is what you want to do, let's proceed. So the formula here is going to be the capital, right? The capital and going to be 1 plus. Remember, we are risking 20 to make 60. 60 is at 20 is 10% of $200. So we're going to be making 30%. So 1:3. So 30%. 30%. $60 about 30% of um $300, right? Yeah. So we're going to be risking the percentage and raised to let's use this as raised to the number of times we want to trade. We said 10 trades. That's what we want to take. So in other words, 200 into 1 plus 0.3. 30% is 0.3, right? Raised to 10 trades. Calculate this. As you point this on your calculator, you're going to be getting a figure. Now, what does this mean? It simply means every trade you're risking $20 of your account. $20 to get what? $60. So if probably we are successful, 200 plus 60, right? 200 plus 60, this is manual calculation, all right? 200 plus 60, we should be getting $260, right? $260. So we'll go again. Now you're going to be risking 10% of 260. That is what? $26, right? $26. Going to be risking $26, right? Times three of you, that's what you're targeting. So assuming you lose this trade, Assuming we lose this trade, so we're going to be having 260, right, minus 26. You're still on profit. You're still on very huge profit. This way, it will be hard for you to blow off your account. You just be compounding your your profit. So choose your the risk to reward ratio you can be getting with your pattern, your trading pattern, and stick to it. All right, stick to it. Wait for A plus setup and go in. Now, even if you get a Profem account, all right, let's even assume you have a Profem account, a Profem of, let's say, 100K. Yeah, 100K. Now, what is the total drawdown? Let's say total drawdown is 9%. Total drawdown is 9%, all right? That is not our target. Our target will be daily drawdown. Let's assume the daily drawdown is 3%. 3%, all right? Let's assume the daily drawdown is 3%. Daily drawdown, 3%. Now, this 3% is what we're going to be working with. And what is 3% of 100K? Um, 10% of 100K is about 10,000, right? So, 3% should be 3,000. So, $3,000. I should be correct. $3,000. So, this $3,000 is what we'll be working with. Like this, you'll be passing all your Profem account, and it will be very hard for you to blow up the account. Are you getting me? So we're going to be working with $3,000. Now, this $3,000, how long, how many trades do you want to take? Sorry about the noise. How many trades do you want to take? You want to take 20 can. Let's assume that we are going with 10. Remember, our risk to reward ratio is 1 is to 3. All right. Um, so you now ask yourself, out of this 3K, what will be my risk per trade? So let's even assume I'll be risking 10%. 10% of this 3K. Or if you can go for 50%, no wahala. If you can go for 40%, no problem. You can. So let's assume we are going for 10% of 3,000. 10% of 3,000 is about $300, right? And if you're risking $300, you're making 1 is to 3 now, obviously. So should be making at least $900. $900. So use the same formula above to do your calculation. You know how to press this on your calculator. All right. So, and remember this 100K, let's assume it's 10% to pass the account. 10% to pass the account. 10% of 100K is 10K. So you trading with 3K, it will be hard for you for you to exhaust the 3%. It will be very hard for you to exhaust the 3%. So let's even assume um we hit profits. Our first trade will hit profit. So that is 3,900. 3,900. Right. So our next trade, we're gonna be risking 39 $390. That is what we'll be risking. All right. We'll be risking 300 and risk. Our risk now will be 3 390. All right. 390 to get times 3 of this. Let's even assume, right? Let's even assume we hit SL. You're still on profit. So you see, this is the only way you can stay afloat. Alright, so reward this video, apply it to your trading. First of all, you should understand how you trade. Alright, I trade pure market structure. I already know how I trade. So I wait for my setup to come. And once it comes, I already know what I want to risk and I know my reward. And I compound it. Like this, it will be very hard for you to lose your account. It will be very hard for you to lose a profit account. If you understand, thank you. Give us the follow and like and comment. Thank you.